Hi, this is Mr. Nazarian. Our learning objective today, I can use place value understanding to round decimals to any place. 5th grade standard, numbers base 10, A4. Alright, so here's our problem. Gabby competed in the track and field meet this weekend. She participated in the long jump event with 3 separate jumps. Here are the measurements of her jumps. Jump 1 was 6.3 feet. Jump 2, 7.8 feet. And jump 3, she jumped a whopper of a 9.5 foot jump. So, the question is, rounded to the nearest foot, how far did Gabby jump on each try? So, what we're taking is, we're going to look at each of her jumps, which is a whole number and a fractional part, right? So we have a whole number and a decimal, and we want to round these up so it's just a whole number, or round down, whatever the case may be. So, in order to visualize this, I made a line plot, a number line here, and you can see that I really should have labeled a 0 here. I want to do that right now because that's really what it should look like. So I'm going to put a 0 right here. Okay, so you can see here we're going whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 11 feet, which will be more than enough. And these red dashes symbolize half, or 0.5. So halfway in between 4 and 5 here we have a red dash. So right here would be 4.5 or 4.5. So we're going to round these decimals, and it's pretty much the same thing as when we're rounding whole numbers as far as how we do that. So the first jump is 6.3 feet. So why don't we find where that would be on this line plot? So it's going to be 6 feet and a little bit more. So remember, this is the red line is 6.5, so it's going to be a little bit less than that, so it's going to be right about here. So for this one, we know that, remember, it's when we're rounding to the nearest foot, is which whole foot is this closest to? Is it closer to 6 or is it closer to 7? And we can see when we put on a line plot here, really visually, that it's closer to 6, right? So the first jump, she jumped about 6 feet, closer to 6 feet than 7 feet. The next one, she jumped 7.8 feet. So what is the nearest whole foot that she jumped for that one? So again, we'll use this to find, so 7 is right here, 7.5 is right here, so 7.8 is going to be a little bit farther, maybe let's say there, okay? So again, we'll say which one is this star closer to? Is it closer to the 7 or the 8? And it's very clear that it's closer to the 8. So that means that her second jump, was about 8 feet. Now the last one here is 9.5 feet. So we're going to use this star to mark that. Here's 9 feet, 10 feet. Remember, the red dash is 9.5, which is exactly how far she jumped. So this one's a little bit trickier, right? Because it's right in between. It's not closer to 9 or closer to 10. But as mathematicians, we all agreed, and you know this from rounding whole numbers, that if it's right in between the two numbers that we're rounding between, we always round up. So even though it's not actually closer to 10, it's exactly the same distance between 9 and 10. If it is exactly in the middle, we always round up. So jump 3, she jumped about 10 feet is what we would round that to. So it's just the same as when we're rounding whole numbers. As far as if we're rounding this place value, we look to its neighbor to the right. If it is less than 5, then that means we're going to round down. In other words, this place value is going to stay the same. If we're looking for this place value, we look to the right, and it is more than 5, we're going to round up. So in other words, this place value, this digit, is going to get 1 higher, as we did here, 1 to 8. And then if it's right in between, so if we look to the neighbor and it's a 5 exactly, then we're going to round up. So if it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 in this place value to the right, this digit will go up 1. And if it is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, then this digit will stay the same. And that is how you round with decimals. Okay, so we'll work on more on that tomorrow. See you then.